All right. Hi, Paul Sackis, Good News Planet. I'm here with His Highness, Dr. Is that IUR? Do I have that part right?
Oh yeah, it's your. I studied law once, a long time ago.
I'm looking forward to this interview, big time, because that was just like a few, 1, 2, 3, 4 words that go along with your name. So now, Prince Mario Max Schaumburg -Leap.
Yeah, very good.
Whoa! So it's been a great interview. You really are as brilliant as they all say, and I'm very happy to be here. So, but why am I here? What's going on here tonight? We're at the Emmys. Okay, yay!
We are at the Television Academy for an event that is celebrating or mentioning part of news that is getting more and more popular. It's Royal News, and I've been working in the media as a journalist and anchor and radio and television now for 24 years. My first gig was as a radio reporter when I was 16 years old. That was my job next to attending school. So I've been doing this job all my life, and I focused on one topic which I really enjoyed and liked, and that's news about the royal families, the royal houses, covering those and covering what these families do and what these families are about. And there is this movement now at such a peak at the moment because we're expecting this new wedding and the new princess who is an American, and one of the first foreign princesses was an American. That was in 1802. It was actually Napoleon's brother who married an American lady and made her princess. And I have to say, through this long tradition America has with royalty and providing the most famous princesses of all times, we have to say, like Princess Grace of Monaco, Princess Rita Hayworth, who married the Aga Khan. It's an enormous interesting topic for my colleagues and for me to cover, and I love to spread the word and put more and more attention to this topic. And I just brought some magazines, and all these cover the royals of England, and there are so many more because we are in fact talking about 11 royal families that run countries all over Europe. So this topic, the content is endless. The audience loves this content, and the great thing is this content never dies out because the celebrities from birth to death. It's not the hit movie and then you're done, or the one award and then you're gone. It's actually you sustain as a royal family the public interest, and for us as the ones covering interesting topics on this planet, I think it's a nice and also very, very lovely way to see how they do it on the official part, how they do politics, how they are friendly and kind to people, and how they hold back, how they are pretty much never rude in public, which is amazing and admirable. And on the other hand side, they have cool families, they opened up, they marry love, they go through the city on bicycles, they love to be with people, mingle people, so the dust is off royalty, and that's why they're more likable than ever before.
And you are as well. So let me ask you this. First of all, so everybody can get to see the good kind of work you're doing. Do you have a website, or how do people find out about you have a TV show? Or what else
so my show is called Astro Royal, and I do this show now since 9 years. Okay. It's been a long time. Every Wednesday we are live, and since I moved the show to America, we have this second part of the show that's called Astro Royal Hollywood. And it's a mix of royalty news and also comparing them and merging those with Hollywood news, because celebrity in a certain way is very parallel, even if the message can be very different. And on the website, of course, and in the social media, everything goes under princemariomax.com or Prince Mario Max, Facebook, Instagram. I do all these. I love them.
All right. That sounds fantastic. Let me ask you a question here. My dad's name is Max, so I'm kind of keen on that. What interested you to actually pursue royal families? What is it that, did you grow up in a royal family?
My dad did, actually. So my dad's mom is the Princess of Denmark, and my dad is the Prince Schaumburg Lippe. That's a German princely name, but mom came actually from this oldest monarchy of Europe from my dad. So her name was Princess Feodora of Denmark, And my dad shared all these fun stories, like at the Royal Danish Court when they had their annual pictures taken, and then the dog, which was a little German dog, crawled unseen on the dress of the Queen, and when these pictures have been released to the world press, all of a sudden the Queen spots a dog sitting on the formal regal dress, and she's like, what happened here? And all these little anecdotes, and that made me so much like what's happening in these families. And by the means of these families are not only political families, they're also families. They also have
real people.
They're real people. They have their love, they have their roller coaster, they have their ups and downs. Let's speak about Princess Diana, for example, who went through heaven and hell at the same time in one life. So we have to say it's something that interested me, and I wanted to learn more about it. So I read everything about it. I asked my dad everything about it, and then I started to figure out what are the sources of information, and that's also pretty particular, because when you approach a celebrity, and I come from like doing people reports, then sometimes it's very hard to get through to this A-lister, super hard, because they have this 7 walls to get through, and sometimes they just don't even reply to you as a journalist or as an anchor. You know how it is.
It's not so easy.
But at the royal families, it's way different, because the press secretary or the chamberlain, they are all government officials. So by law, they have to answer you. So you always get an answer. It might be delightful, or it might be a no comment. But it's a completely different approach, which makes it very interesting, because mostly you get a message.
Yeah, no, I can understand. Actually, I'm involved with the 5-Star Diamond Award deal. It's a luxury award. It's been around since Frank Sinatra started in 1949. And we work with, actually the Queen has it, and the Buckingham Palace has it, and the Dorchester Collection, and the kinds of, it's a different, I think, sometimes, and it doesn't necessarily always get the greatest affection, but the fact is that people that have done very well, whose families have done very well, because you can't do very well unless you are actually nice people. Because in most cases, they'll impeach you, or they'll get you out of the office. So I think that sometimes, like usually a president of a company is sometimes the nicest person in the company, because if he didn't have the respect of everybody in the company would not be successful. And I think it's the same thing with the leader, or in this case, a person in that position. Have you found that?
I like what you say, absolutely, and I think kindness is a major thing. That is really a key message. I'm all about kindness. So kind people, kind leaders, kind heads of companies, that is how it's supposed to be, and that's a way to succeed, and that is a way how the royals sustain their power, because they tend to be kind people, they tend to care for others, and I like that. And by the way, sometimes one might think it's a fabulous job. For me, as I have an inside look for that, it's one of the hardest jobs on the planet. Like the Queen, who is a 91-year-old lady, is doing 900 appointments a year. So she's running from one thing to the other. And I mean, how many people being in that age do we know that have to do 900 appointments? And I say have to, because it's the obligation. So this is a job where they work hard. It's a job where they usually are not selecting to do that job. It's pretty much by birth, so they land at that job. And then many of them do just a terrific job, I feel, and they work really hard. And when we see new people coming into royalty, like Kate Middleton, how fabulous she fulfills this position as a princess. And also, I'm so happy about TV star Meghan coming into a royal family, because I already see now how much she is a professional, how beloved she is by the people. And I always warn that Princess Diana is uncomparable, but she is someone who really can leave a great, great footprint, and she will leave a great footprint in this world, being a good and people's princess. Of course, no one should ever compare anyone with Princess Diana, because what she did and gave to the world, that's just a unique princess we've had, and I'm so happy we have had her in our lives, right?
It's a lot of good news, and we're all about that good news and promoting the good in the world. Let me ask you 2 last questions, because I know there's a lot of media here wants to share with you the good things you have to disseminate here. So I ask everyone, what is good news for you? What would be some good news for you, Max?
Good news for me, or true news, and I'm always into facts. So when I wrote my people stories, I was working for a Bertelsmann magazine and I was doing people stories, but I'm always about the facts. And there are so cool and amazing factual news. So when we write stories about the facts that are more documenting interesting people's lives, I think that's way sufficient. So inventing stories, and when tablet stories go too wild, that's not my style of journalism. I love to really find the facts, and I think the exploration of facts and the truth finding is the most interesting thing we do. And also the narrative should always be something factual, because I see myself more as a reporter than a fabricator.
I love it. Last question, and that is, we're very involved with world peace. And we're in the International Day of Peace is September 21st. And 193 countries of the UN agreed to a day of peace, and we've been trying to strengthen that message worldwide, and actually want to throw a party. And we've been working on it only 16 years. So I've asked thousands of people, and if you wouldn't mind like saying your name and say, what does peace mean to you? I would appreciate it.
Yes, my name is Prince Mario Max Schaumburg Lippe, and peace and world peace means for me respect, because if you respect others, wherever they come from, whatever they look like, and whatever they believe in, there is no space for conflict. And like myself, I'm a big mix of all different things, like my mom coming from a Jewish family from Vienna and then marrying a prince, and then she became a princess, and my stepdad adopted me. I became a prince with this hereditary name, so my wife is going to be a princess, my children are going to be prince and princesses, and I just feel if we respect whatever others do and like, it will be a very peaceful world.
I love it. Lucky us, lucky guy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you personally involved in like the do you taste to find out the one that's just that has that royal that makes you has an aura of royalty and about it?
I've known Caviar all my life, and Caviar was a royal food. Actually, all the caviar sturgeons were formerly owned by law by the Emperor of Russia. So you have to imagine it was almost unreachable for people. And this amazing superfood, I call it, because of its nutritional benefits, I wanted to make accessible for everyone. So for me, 3 important things. It needs to be organic. No animal, no fish can be harmed. So it's actually harvested from wild river fish, and they do not die when they give us the caviar. And on the third hand side, it's also vegetarian, because the little fish eggs have never been fertilized. So it's something very, very natural. And when I speak to young athletes, the millennials, they say, oh, we already have our fancy fish oil capsules. And I say, well, you should try the caviar, because it is already a capsule. It's just a natural one that doesn't need gel or doesn't need starch around it. It's already wrapped, it's already natural, and it's fantastic how it can benefit people. So on the one hand side, when you eat the caviar, it's good for you, and on the other hand side, when you get the Caviar Royale, it's helping the children of veterans, and that's of course something I care about, because I think they should just get every help possible, the veterans of America, as they do so much for this country.
Yes, I always believe that eating caviar together was just such a communal experience, because it's like on there and you're all like gathered around tasting it and everything, so it brings people together.
It brings people together. Caviar is a communicator, caviar is a great topic, and caviar has always been something very special. No one eats caviar like with a big spoon and shuffles it down. It's always this magical firework in your mouth. You celebrate. And whenever you celebrate something, it makes people happy, it makes you smile. And caviar is truly a product that makes you smile, and it's the Royale superfood that became very common, and that I love. I want to share the caviar with everyone. Everyone can afford it, everyone can have it, and that it does good. So no more exclusivity where you're kept out. I'm always into everyone should have the same access to everything. That's my big belief. So I think that's very important.
So you get to eat royally, and you're doing a great job for mankind.
Yes.
What could be better? And You can tell the millennials that they can't put the fish capsules on a piece of velvet toast or a piece of bread.
Is there a website for this
Yes.
Outreach?
The website is Le Caviar Royale with an E at the end, lecaviarroyale.com, and there you can order the caviar to the fabulous wholesale price. It's like a quarter of everything you've seen ever before.
There you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.